Welcome back to Golden Squad. This is a special intermission mini-arc where we introduced Golden Squad as the name that exists in the world. The team is currently competing to earn the title of Golden Squad. Last time, the team was narrowly able to win the first two events, so keeping their streak up will ensure a victory and the title. The event that they just completed involved splitting up the team to test against 3 other powered members of PHI. Thanks to Zach and Edward building the lifting gloves for Zach, he was able to win the rock pushing event. But Edward stumbled on his event, which led to a 3rd place finish. Callum had a very close call between him and the speedster Jiffy in his event, but edged out a victory. Jade, on the other hand, was easily able to conquer her event, mostly due to my terrible rolls, but her luck played a part. In today's session, Alex was unable to join us, so it was just the 4 of us. I ended up playing for Callum. At this point, we were actually unsure if Alex would be continuing the campaign with us, because he had some personal stuff going on in his life. But luckily for us, he was able to fit us into his schedule, so he actually does stick with us, so don't worry about losing another member. Also, I wanted to let you guys know that I published a short series of pictures that displays each of the new members that I introduced in this arc. You're able to check those out on our social media pages, so feel free to go over to Facebook or Instagram or X and have a look. Also, I wanted to call out that Justin did some of the drawings for this one. They didn't turn out as wacky as Alex's, but they still are pretty neat. I'll be posting them on our social media pages and on the video itself if you watch the video. Alright, let's get started. Okay, Callum is not going to be here. It sounds like he's going to be too busy, at least for a little while, to do anymore. So I will pick up his for the remainder of this session. Do you guys need a recap?
Yeah, I mean, I think it was, we just finished up that competition, and then, is there part 2?
Yeah, you finished up part 2 of 3 of the Golden Squad competition. You all had your own individual events, named after the heroic heroes. It's a little redundant, but heroic mythology gods and godlets, whatever. Godlets, yeah, little gods.
I think gods, goddesses, demigods.
Demigod, godlets, same thing. Godlet of fire. Everybody came in first except for Edward, who came in 3rd. Those dang rocks are hard to hold up. But regardless of that 3rd place, you still got the most points.
I failed the group.
You still got the most points in the 2nd event of any team.
I don't know, between the 2 of us who are like the weaker of the group, I mean, as far as our physique goes, like our physical prowess goes, we at least were able, like with your help, to totally ensure that I kicked ass on mine. So, yeah.
You're a good team player.
Too bad I couldn't like make an invention for you too. Oh, could I have given him my glove or whatever?
So I would have allowed you to have made something for him, but I wouldn't. The same device is only supposed to work for like a single scene. So if you wanted to make him an additional device, you could have done that. That was the choice.
We wouldn't have had time to invent it though.
I mean, it would have been weaker. You could have made it only been like 1 point or something. But yeah, that was a choice. But yeah, time was a constraint you would have had to work with. And maybe he would have come in 4th if you'd have given him a device that failed. So
yeah, I'm gonna keep that in mind for the future. This inventing stuff.
If you have time to spare, inventing's a good tool. You guys got a total of 18 points in the 2nd event. You guys got 17 points in the 1st event. You are currently in the lead with 35 points. The nearest team to your points is the team that has repeat on it. I don't know who the manager is of that team. I haven't given that team a manager yet, but the team with repeat and
Robert.
No, not Robert. Robert's on Gregory's team. It's the team with repeat, Braid, Jiffy, and the Hangman.
Oh, okay. Yeah, the one that yep.
So that team is in 2nd, 3 points behind you. So you asked last time to give you the numbers on how well you have to do in this event. The way that event 3 is scored it's a little bit different than the other 2. So you work as a group and you make points individually for your team. It's going to work like this. The 3/4 of you are going to progress through a series of rooms, and every room that you make it through will grant your team 1 point. And if your team is the one to push the completion button at the end of the last room, then everyone on your team gets 5 points. So if the most you can get is if you push the button, you can get 25 points or 20 points. So 20 points is the upper end of the points that you can get for completing. There are other ways that are not mentioned on how you can get points in this. How many points do you need to win? You can be 3 points behind the person who wins and still, at least at the very worst, tie them. So I guess you need two points less than the winning team to win.
I mean, assuming that
the team that's in second right now wins. If they push that button first and there's no bonus points awarded, then you needed to be 2 points behind, and you still win. It's close enough to not pull your punches, is what I'm trying to say. So yeah, you guys are currently in the lead though, and I don't know if you guys remember, but 2 sessions ago I told you that there were 8 teams competing in 2 different groups. So you were competing against the first group in, I guess, both the first and the second matches. But now they eliminated the lowest scoring 4 teams, and it was the only team in your group that got eliminated was Gregory's team. So Stu, JJ, Robert, and Exchange were eliminated, and they're replaced with a team from the Chinese branch of PHI. You'll be paired with 4 new opponents in this final event. I can give you some details. You have a little bit of time to prepare before this event. We can do another day if you want to do another invention. But the challenge is you have to progress through 5 rooms and push the button at the end. You get a point for every room that anybody on your team passes through. So if you all make it to the second room, you get 1 point for each of you. So that's 4 points. So 4 points for the first room. And then when you pass the second room, you get 4 points. When you pass the third room, you get 4 points. There's 5 rooms.
it's like assuming that each of us makes it through the room kind of thing. Oh, okay.
If you do not make it past the room, you do not get any more points, but your team could still get more points. So if you like help your teammate through to the next room, then they would get points and you would not. Yeah, and the catch here is that all 16 of you, there are 4 teams that have enough points, will be doing this simultaneously. So it will be a grand battle royale, kind of. And what the announcer, referee, I don't know, the moderator, whatever, told you about the event is that you get points for who makes it the furthest. However, there are bonus points, and they are awarded to those who like uphold the ideals of PHI. And you actually hear some murmuring from the other participants that the previous year, the team that actually won the third event ended up losing points in the total contest. There are like exceptions to how it's scored.
And as far as like, I guess PHI's appreciation points, I guess we'll call them. Is it just like generally good, respectful sportsmanship we want to uphold, or is there like some sort of, I don't know, Slytherin agenda and you should be cutthroat? I mean, like, what is PHI's standards, I guess?
That is kind of up to you to determine, but they just give you that they want you to represent PHI as if it were as if you were like a public facing, like doing this live in front of the world or something. If this were a like televised event. So like uphold what PHI stands for, basically. If you want to take that to mean good sportsmanship, then take it that way. Everybody gets to make that decision for themselves. So everyone may not do that.
Yeah, I was just wondering if they were giving us like a hint there. So we're just assuming that, like, I mean, I'm assuming if we're just trying to appeal to the public, then we don't want to be like despicable.
That sounds reasonable. Yeah, don't be despicable. Okay.
Don't be. So that's pretty much what you're given. You have a day to prepare. What you do have available to you is the remaining team's replay for the other events. So the new team, you get to learn their powers. I can give that to you if you guys want. I'm assuming you'll want to know that. So there's 4 people on the new team. I guess there's 4 people on every team. But the new team, and remember, this is the Chinese branch of PHI. The first guy is Enoch. His Sunny assigned alias is John Hu. I think so. John Hu. and it means shape fire. He did the Atlas challenge in the second event, which is the holding up the boulder. He did not win it, but he came in second. He has the ability to transform his body. He's like if you guys watch Star Trek Deep Space Nine, kind of like Odo. He can turn into different objects, not other humans, but just other objects. So he turned himself into basically like a pedestal and held the boulder up that way. The next person, her name is Meow Meow.
Meow meow.
Meow Meow. Alias Pulsar. She can shoot energy blasts from her hands. She did the Sisyphus challenge and came in second. Vika, alias Acrobat, has the ability to generate and remove additional limbs. Did the Icarus challenge and came in first, the rope climbing one. And then Juan, alias Slide, has the ability to control friction and did the Ouroboros challenge and came in second. Do you want any more details about any of those wins or placements? You have the video of it, so you can watch them win or whatever.
Yeah, I think that's okay. I'm wondering what our upcoming challenges are.
Okay. You don't get to know until it starts. Like you got as much details. The goal is to get from the beginning room to the end room, and there'll be obstacles to try to stop you.
Oh, okay. Okay.
And you're going to be with all 16 participants. You can work together. You cannot. It's up to you. So competitive / cooperative for the last event. Frenemies? The Frenemies event.
Gotcha.
So if you want to prepare an invention in advance, trying to guess what you're going to be doing, you are welcome to.
I'm kind of feeling. I almost feel like that strength invention was a great compliment, just in case we need strength. Seemed like a lot of the last challenges were strength based, but
Yeah, I guess the rope could go either way, but definitely the first two, Atlas and Sisyphus, were definitely strength based.
I mean,
Yeah, and you're pretty low on strength, right?
I am, but generally my other, yeah.
All right, you want to try making again?
Yeah, I'm thinking that anyway. Unless anyone else has an idea for something they need to round out their character, because I think we only have one person that can kind of deal with some of that stuff, and that'd be Callum. So, yeah, I think I can. Yeah, let's try making the strength gloves again, just in case.
Okay, and then we're probably going to do the same process. So I think that was Edward rolling for teamwork.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah, I can do that. Okay. Fudge. Well, I rolled the natural one.
Can I give him a luck?
Yeah. Are you going to give him a luck before you even start?
His teamwork makes a big difference, so...
Well, should we see what my check... Because I assume a 1 isn't an automatic failure, or is it?
Yeah, it is.
Is it? Oh, fudge.
For teamwork, yeah.
Alright, that's bad news.
It would be just straight my roll. You wouldn't add anything to it.
No.
So you just don't help the roll. It's not like you're hurting him by failing a teamwork check.
Okay.
Best case is a +5. Middle case is a +2. And then what he gave you is a 0.
Yeah. Well, okay, sure. We'll just... Okay, that's a fail. Okay, we'll move on.
Okay. Well, and the timeline is the same. I'll say you have a day. So you want to build the same 4-point...
No, maybe we'll bring it down, because we got 8 strength out of that thing, and then it had a defect so that I could only stand still while using it or something like that.
No, the defect was that you can only use it for lifting or pushing. Yeah. So it's non-combat based strength.
Yeah. I guess that's okay, because we don't need... I'm not going to use my strength in combat, because I don't have any fighting or whatever. So, yeah, let's go ahead and do it, but let's bring it down a notch, so because the difficulty...
So 3 points instead of 4?
Yeah. Well, yeah, because I think... What's the difficulty difference there from 3 to 4?
Oh, wait, did we make it...
There was 8 strength.
Did we made it 8? Okay.
There's 2 per point, and we did 4. So if we were to bring it down to like 3, it would be 6 strength. But I wonder what the difference in difficulty would be.
It is a DC 10 plus so 14.
Okay, and I have a plus 11 to it, so that's pretty safe.
Yeah, so if you wanted to build that in with no time reductions, you could.
And that's only 20 hours, right? So can we get 1 more point in there? We do like the...
Yeah, it's 25 hours. That's what I think we did before. You want 5 points? But remember, if you fail, you'll know that you failed, but then you'll have to start over.
Yeah, that's okay. We'll yeah. It seems pretty safe with the plus 11. I think we're okay.
Yeah, I mean, there's a chance you'll fail, but I'll tell you if you will, and you won't be misled by it at least. Okay, so I need to beat a 14 with a plus 11. Okay, so plus 11, you successfully pass the invention. 5 hours later, you have invented this again, even though you've already done it once. You failed at the construction, so 15 hours wasted.
Oh, 15. Wasted.
Dang.
Because 5 points. Oh, actually, no, enough. 4 times 5. 20 hours wasted.
Oh, you only just rolled twice. Okay.
You can retry construction, but you need to do it very, very quickly.
And this isn't one I can use luck on, since I was able to have the insight that you failed.
No.
Thought I was able to.
Luck, I don't know how that works. I had to think about that for a second. Give me a sec. Because I think ordinarily no, but sure, why not? You want me to use luck on it?
I mean, yeah.
I'm going to use luck a little bit differently. I'm going to use luck with, it's going to be a straight reroll because I literally rolled a nat 1. So it will guaranteed be better, but I need to roll at least a 4, I think.
But we don't get the plus 10. We don't get the...
No, it's not a guaranteed success.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, because I guess then I'd be able to make almost anything.
Yeah.
Just with a luck point.
Yeah, so I'll get you a re-roll with your luck, but it's not a guaranteed success.
Okay.
Okay. See, I rolled a nat 1 for construction. Okay, so I need to roll 14. So, yeah, plus 11. So I need to roll a 4 or better. I rolled a 13. You're good. So you're down 1 luck.
Okay.
Okay.
And I got my plus 5 gloves.
Plus 5 gloves, limited to lifting.
Sweet.
Or, non-combat. So, like...
Non-combat strength. Like a move a boulder.
Yeah, you could move a boulder. You could not throw it at somebody, though. Which is a little bit odd, but... Yeah. Weird distinction. I want to note that it also applies to things like grabs. So if you were to grab somebody, that's a combat maneuver. So you wouldn't get to use your plus 5 for that. Anything else anybody wants to do before we start? I think we're good. Okay.
Oh, sorry, you're muted, Jade. She was popping some sass over there.
Oh.
I just said do some warm-up stretches.
Okay, yeah. Limber. Okay, so they lead the 16 of you. Do you want to have any conversations with any of the 16 or your 12 competitors? You've talked with some of them.
You alluded to us maybe collaborating.
Yeah, you do it simultaneously. You are all on the course together.
Right, but now would be the time, like Hunger Games style, to like team up.
Battle Royale. So they lead you to a starting room. They give you like 10 minutes, and then they're explaining again the rules of what to do to win and how to get points and things like that. So you have a few minutes to talk with your rivals, if you'd like. The people here that you know, Gabe is here. I think he's your closest friend here. Tin Peaks, Hardware, Zigzag, Braid, Jiffy, Repeat, Hangman, Jean Hu, Pulsar, Acrobat, and Slide.
What do you guys think? You want to take our chances and try to team with Gabe?
Sure. I think it'd be good to have some people on our side while we go through but we'd eventually have to turn on him, right?
That's why we just make it clear now, like we see if they want to like team up to increase our chances and then split ways, like I don't know, 3/4 into the competition or something.
Gotcha.
So is that you're gonna present that to Gabe?
What do you think, Edward?
Do we already have a majority? I don't necessarily want to go against the majority.
I mean, I'm just wondering what your input is on it. If you think we should team or not, or even try to team up or not with Gabe.
Gabe or his team?
Well, I mean, obviously both.
So on Gabe's team, they're the team that you fought against first. Tin Peaks,
Right.
Fracture, which is Gabe,
Right,
Hardware, and Zigzag.
Okay. And then sorry, backing up a little bit. We were down to there are 4 teams remaining, right?
Yes. In the last event, you faced off against 3 opponents, and 2 of those teams passed on to this next round. The one that lost was JJ, Robert, or Sponge, Stu, the Cemenitar, and Exchange.
No.
So those 4 are not in it.
Do we know if anybody else is teaming?
I mean, you see people chatting around this room. Not everybody that's chatting is on the same team, so...
Because I like, part of me is like, no, let's not team. Let's do all in all, because like inevitably, because there can only be one winner. I don't know. Then it's also like uphold the values of PHI. Are we upholding the values of PHI if we team? But then if we have to ultimately fight the person anyways, that doesn't... I don't know. I say no. I say no team.
Okay, that is interesting. To like, if teaming would be
Actually,
like a redeemable quality, or
that's actually a very good question here. Let's back up a little bit. Did we? And I'm sorry if you already explained this, Luke. Did we already establish that there can only be one winner of this event?
They were vague as to the details. If like there's a tie or anything like that.
And maybe we do, because this is like I'm remembering, like as an out of character situation, this example that was given in I was a college thing, where it's like, okay, to win the game, you have to, you're paired off, you have to convince the other person to step across the line, and like there's some imaginary line between you, and it like what ends up happening, everybody tries to explain and persuade the person that they need to step across the line onto their side. When really, what the team building the whole college exercise is like, you could. Like, I didn't say there could be only one winner. You could step across the line simultaneously, and you both win. Da da da. There's some big metaphor about like alliance and mutual victories and all this other fudge. So like maybe the lesson of PHI is we all team up and we can all win.
okay. I mean,
I don't know.
I'd rather roll with that than not. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's f***ing teamwork.
All right, Callum. All right. I'm just messing. Let's do it.
I gotta be Callum. He would say that.
He would say that.
Okay. So you present it to Gabe. Gabe speaks with Hardware and Zigzag, and they agree. Tin Peaks is very friendly, so he definitely agreed before you even said anything. So the 4 of them agreed, like, let's work together. Let's get this done.
And then is our agreement like to go for the tie, because we don't know if what the end is going to be about?
Gabe says, like, let's make the call when we get to the last room. If we have to compete in the last room, let's
All the way to the last room, then.
All right, compete on fair terms at that point, then.
Yeah, like if there's a way for us both to win, then maybe we'll try that. But if it's only one winner at the end, then we'll compete.
All right, sounds good, Gabe.
Works for us.
The countdown gets down to its last few minutes, and they say, competitors, enter the first room. The doors open, and in the first room, it's a fairly large room. It has black walls on all sides. There's not very much in it. In the center of the room, there's a obelisk is not the right word. A pillar, short pillar. I used the word earlier and I can't even remember. What's something you hold, like something that you put something on that's short. A short pillar. I said it earlier.
A stump?
Sure. I like stump. Sure. Great. There's a stump in the middle of the room. It has a button on it.
Oh, platform. All right, we're beside the point. It's got a button on it. Okay.
So I like pillar is the best like picture that I have in mind. So let's just say pillar. There's a pillar in the middle of the room. It has a button on it. And it has words written right above it that just says hold. And then
hold?
Hold, yes. And
Okay.
below the button there is a square hole. There's nothing else in the room. And across, opposite the room that you came in, there's another door, presumably to the next room. Do you guys want to do anything?
Oh wait, so you're saying like we could actually just skip this and go to the next room?
No, the door is closed.
Oh, okay. So it's like,
It is like locked, closed.
so it's pretty safe to assume that like that door is going to open if we figure out some sort of puzzle here.
Yeah.
Okay, and then is everyone with us, or is it just us?
Yes, all 16 people are in this room.
Oh, weird. It says hold on the pillar.
Yeah, directly above the button. Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe that means hold the button down while the door opens.
Maybe, but there's also a square hole. Can I do a perception check for the rest of the room?
Sure.
And with my EM sense?
I had to think about. I'll start to describe it because there's some things that are pretty obvious, and then we'll, depending on your roll, I'll give you more or less. Or I can't give you less. I'll give you more if you get well. So the room, it does have like electronics throughout the like exterior of the room. It doesn't appear to be. There doesn't appear to be any like nodes of interface or anything like that. They just appear to be like circuits throughout the walls. A few that look like cameras. A few like circuit boards or fuse boxes, I should say. The button obviously has some circuitry coming off of it, going down into the ground, and as does the hole below the button has some circuitry in there too. So there is some electronics behind both the hole and the button.
Okay. Do I roll for more information? Okay. Alright, I'm gonna roll. Okay, I got 11 on the die plus my 7 for my insight / perception. So 18 total.
No, that's all. No more.
Okay, guys. Well, it definitely seems like there's maybe something electronic.
Actually, roll again for me. Do a will check.
Okay, hold on. And what is my will? Like, do I roll will?
This time you do.
Okay. I got total 9.
You realize that as you're staring at the button circuitry, your EM vision fades. You can no longer see electromagnetic.
Oh.
I mean, our powers go away.
Yep.
Or someone's using it.
No, all around the room, the entire room.
Okay, I'm going to make a public display and say very loudly to everyone what I just witnessed. So, explaining that there's electronics running from both of those, I could sense that, and I've lost my power.
Okay, you see Gabe try to summon some ice, and you learn something about Gabe in this moment. So, not only can he not summon ice, his ice arms that he has, like signature ice arms, begin to fall off and reveal the fact that he does not have arms entirely. He has been disarmed, if you will. I had to. Okay.
Boo this man.
Right. You should stop listening now. It's not going to get better. You see around the room that everybody begins trying their powers at this point, and the only one who seems to have any success is Hardware.
Because he's part cyborg.
Presumably.
His powers are not supernatural in nature.
Well, there might be something electronic to deal with it. I'm going to ask him if he thinks he can maybe interface with the square hole.
He says, I'm not attracted to it. I'm sorry.
Interface with the hole.
He gives an attempt to try to put his finger in and feel around. He says, there's no outlet here. There's no electrical interface. I'm not sure how to get this to work. You see some of the other participants begin, some of them try to open the door, the second room's door. Some of them are feeling around the outside of the map. Some of them are looking at the other sides of the pillar.
I feel like I want to press the button.
Okay.
Yeah, I feel like I'm gonna go and press the button and
You
hold
press
it down.
You hold the button, and the door opens.
I feel like once I let go of this button, the door will close. So I'm gonna test it.
That's exactly what happens. The second you let go of the door, or the button, the door slams shut.
How fast?
Oh, 1 second.
1 whole second? That's not. I mean, that's a lot of time.
Not enough time for her to teleport through.
No, it totally is.
Teleport doesn't work.
Yeah.
I can't do teleportation.
That's right. What about hardware?
Hardware can fly. He is fast, but that's a tight squeeze for the amount of distance that the pillar is away from the door. He's the only one who's fast enough to try, though, because he's the only one who can use powers.
And we don't have any devices like that we can just like jam something into the hole that also presses the button. Like my blaster. I don't know. Or a book. Edward has a book. He could just.
The hole is, I should maybe describe, it's a square hole. It's about 2 or 3 inches deep. It appears to be...
How big is it? Like the dimensions of the square?
maybe about an inch per side. Yeah, an inch per side square. Yeah.
That's kind of small.
Yeah, it's not a very big hole. And it's like 4 inches below the button.
The hardest button to button.
And Edward doesn't have any books.
He does.
Of course I have books.
I mean, you can just lay a book on top of the button.
The button is on the wall. It is not flat.
Okay, got it.
And so is the hole. The hole is also on the wall. It's not on like a table surface.
So the button's on a wall, so we couldn't like wrap something around it, right? Like, okay.
So it's not only in the wall, it has like a raised surface around it. So even if you were to be able to like push something on it, it would hit the surface and not the button. So it has like a surrounding case.
That like bevel. Is it? So why was I? What was about this pillar you were describing before?
It's just a stone-like pillar sitting in the middle of the room. It's the only thing in the room.
And that doesn't have the button. The button's on the wall.
No, it's on the pillar. It's this pillar in the middle of the room, maybe 50 feet from the door.
Everyone lost their powers.
How did we lose it? Who was it? Someone can suppress powers, right?
Yes. I'm not even gonna have you roll for it because the one person who you've known about that can suppress powers is Hannah, the warden of the prison.
Which prison? Our prison?
Yeah, the powered Phi's prison.
Okay. At first I started thinking back to Russia and the missile silo. I'm like, wait.
Oh yeah, not that prison.
Someone from Russia's over here helping out Phi's games. No.
Anybody else wants to make an attempt to use their powers, you can. I just need a will check. It's a very difficult will check, but it's possible.
Sure. I mean, I'll try. I'll see if I can hold the darn thing down without just like pressing a book on it while using my power. Why not, right? So I roll willpower.
Yeah, will plus your roll.
Will plus my roll.
Can I teamwork effort or whatever? I don't have that, do I?
No, there's teamwork. Will would be weird. You got this. You got it.
I believe in you. Well, I rolled a 17, and my willpower is 5, so that's a 22.
Not
I
enough.
guess that's enough. Yep, I was gonna say, I bet that's not enough based off what Luke said. Still a very good roll, but not enough in this case.
Hannah has one power. It's very specific in nature.
Can I take my invention gloves and like put them on it?
The angle would make them fall off pretty much immediately.
Let's ask the group if they have any ideas.
The first one to speak up is Repeat, and he says, the answer is obvious. We draw straws, someone stays back.
Why doesn't Repeat? Oh, wait, we don't have powers. Damn it.
Someone stays behind. Draw straws.
How
Yeah,
about
but
we all vote
this-
for whoever we dislike the most?
You know what? There's something with this square hole. Like, have we not like? There's obviously something to do with this square hole. I'm gonna put my finger in it,
Nothing happens.
and hardware couldn't do anything either.
Yeah, hardware tried as well. Nothing happened for him either.
Man, I say everybody put their finger in that thing and figure.
Jiffy tries his power to push the button and speed run through, but nope, his speed run does not work. He does not make it out of the door. He's trying to beat the timer.
Let's do this then. I suggest that we hold this open. Most of us go through and we check out the next room to see if the key is in the next room.
Repeat says, "How are we going to choose who stays and who goes?"
One from each team can stay.
Yeah, one from each team could stay. We can do that.
All right, everybody, make your decisions then.
Well, I think I should actually go so I can use my EM sense in the next room, just in case. So I vote that I actually go just for that insight. I don't know who wants to stay from our team.
Callum says he'll stay.
Are you guys okay with that?
The advantage of the guy who's not here, there is a certain opinion.
Sure. Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you, Callum. That was very generous of you.
He's a nice guy.
Is all the other teams okay with this idea?
The consensus seems like it is. So everyone's choosing amongst themselves.
I was very persuasive.
All right, let me see who is staying behind. Hardware stays behind. John Who stays behind. On the new team, what's his name? The Hangman stays behind as well. In the first room, Hangman, Callum, Hardware, John Who. I wish we had actual Callum here to make a diagram.
Yeah, right? It was fun.
Yeah. The 12 of you progress to the next room. Hardware holds the door open for the 12 of you as you walk through. You walk into the next room. So the door that opens reveals another door behind it, and that door is not locked. It just opens. So it's more like an airlock. So within it, there's another button that opens a door to the next room. So there is like an airlock system between the different rooms. You push the button to open the door to the next room, and you see intercom system and your powers return. So that's important. You see a structure made of what looks like plastic and pads. It is held up in the air about 10 feet. There are ropes hanging off of it. And it kind of looks like a, what do you call those things? Jacks, like the jack game.
Oh, yeah, we throw the jacks on the ground.
Like a 3-dimensional plus sign, whatever.
Mm-hmm. Gotcha, okay.
And it's hanging in the air. And there's a rod that comes directly from the ceiling to the floor that goes right through the middle of it. This is the part where Justin ends up drawing some of the rooms.
I'm going to go ahead and take the roll.
Okay, so the room is also just as big. It's a fairly large room. Also black walls. So it's this 3-dimensional plus sign, the jack type shape. And so like the top and the bottom have that rod through it. And all 4 of the sides that are on the same plane, they are hollow. And from the direction that you're coming from, you can see in one. And this is a top down view.
Yeah, we're gonna do top down. I'm just gonna kind of like lay out these rooms as we go, and that way we'll keep track of like who's in what room, because we just left some people behind. So I mean, maybe the room will be more detailed, won't be necessarily top down, but
okay. So if we're looking at it top down, you could think of it like a plus sign. But like the 3-dimensional view would be through the middle of the plus sign. There's a rod that connects from the floor to the ceiling. So this plus sign, it's hollow. It's not completely hollow, but it's like partially hollow. That's a bad description. Think of it like maybe there's a square phone booth attached to each end. So you can slightly enter any side of the plus sign. Does that make sense to you guys? Think of it like a very short hallway, like a 3-foot hallway that's sealed on all sides but one. So you can walk in, and from the side that you guys are looking in, it has a button at the end of the hallway. So it's like imagine you're in a phone booth, and instead of a phone, there's a button, and there's no door on the phone booth. So think of it like that. And that's on all 4 sides of the middle structure.
okay.
So like 4 phone booths attached, and where instead of a phone, there's a button.
Okay, gotcha.
And this is in the middle of the room, off of the ground. So it's in the air. and there are ropes coming off of the top and the bottom, so all four corners of the doorless side of the phone booth.
Mm-hmm.
You follow me?
I think so. So this is kind of like hanging. There's 4 of them. Are they in the corners or?
No, they're like connected to each other.
Oh.
So like to make like a plus sign, where the middle is concrete or something. So like the very middle of the plus sign would be like concrete, and then on all 4 corners of it is the button. Closer together. So have the the tips of them all touch. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, like that, except for they're all like the corners of them are touching.
Yeah. I will do that. Just gonna group these up.
And there are ropes hanging off of the open side of each of these elevated phone booths, I guess. Any questions about how this looks? Because this is an odd description.
It is with the ropes, and each one has a button like on the outside.
No, it's like you have to get in the phone booth to push the button. If it were an actual phone booth, there'd be 2 ropes hanging from the top of each side of the door and the bottom of each side of the door. If the phone booth were in the air, so they would hang down from the floor all the way to the ground.
Yeah, because these are all in the air, kind of thing.
Yeah, they're all in the air.
Okay.
Yeah. So elevated platform, concrete phone booths. I guess like they look stone, but they're actually like more padded and plastic. And there's ropes hanging down from the 4 front corners of the phone booth.
Okay, so
the side that you enter from, you can see the button and the 4 ropes. You cannot see any of the 4 other buttons or the other 3 buttons, but you assume that they're similar, and they are. And it's hanging about 10 feet off the ground, is where this structure lies.
So the rod's in the middle of the.
It goes in the middle of the room,
Mm-hmm.
and it connects the floor to the ceiling through the middle of the structure. Yeah, exactly like that.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Cool.
Yeah. So this flying jack with phone booths attached. That's the best way to describe it. Okay. Anything you want to do? What are you guys thinking?
I'm thinking we all have to press the button at the same time. Buttons at the same time.
Everything seems connected, right? Like.
Oh, sorry. There's one piece I left out. So this is correct. There's one additional piece that I have to add, though. In your drawing, the north and the south phone booth have a cover that extends. So it's like, think of it like the door of a phone booth, but it's extended like 2 feet off of where the door should be.
It has to be opened or something?
No, it's not connected. Yeah, kind of. It's just like it just hangs a few feet off, so you can still get in there just fine, and it doesn't have any hinges or anything like that. It doesn't move.
Okay. Okay, cool. So everything it seems like in this room is connected, so I'm not seeing any tool that we can take with us back to room 1 to unlock our, teammates.
Correct. If that was a question.
Yeah. I do want to use my perception with EM Sense just to see.
It's a good check to see if that works.
Go ahead and roll.
Okay, rolling. I got a 8 plus 7 is 15.
You do see a few other features. It doesn't appear that there are any electrical devices besides like the buttons in this middle structure. So besides the buttons, there is nothing electrical in the big jack-like structure.
Okay.
Oh, and maybe like lighting, but nothing of note.
And then are all these these like button phone booth deals, are they all connected to that center pillar?
Yes.
Okay. I'm not sure what's up with the ropes, guys, other than like we have to climb up there.
So Braid, who's with you, says, "I know exactly what they're for," and uses her power to have one of the ropes grab her and throw her up to one of the buttons.
Oh, we can use their powers.
Hey.
Yes, your powers are back. So she uses her power and she uses the ropes to move herself up to the buttons. She pushes one of the buttons, nothing happens with just that button. So she's like, you're probably onto something, Jade.
All buttons need to be pushed at once.
Does this mean we have to leave 4 more behind?
No, because repeat.
Yeah. We only have to leave repeat behind.
Only his repeats.
Repeat says, no way in hell am I staying here by myself.
Well, no, you just leave your copies,
Yeah.
right?
I could do that, but I'm not going to.
I don't like that. Well, I have another idea. Could we just use, like, if now we have powers in this room, can we get the door to the previous room back open and just jam it open with a lot of repeats?
The only way to open the door is with the people in the previous room pushing it.
Oh, we can't open it from the side?
Right.
Okay, well, I guess we're never getting them back because there's no way to tell them.
I'll add this in because that's a good point. There is an intercom system in which you can talk to the people in the previous room.
Okay.
That is a fair point. I hadn't considered that. Yes. Bye. Gone forever.
Intercom.
Yeah. So there's an intercom system at the at the airlock area of this room that lets you talk to the previous
Luke
room.
thinks of everything.
Not, on the spot, sure.
Nope. Because now you edited it with the power of editing. This was the way it was all along.
Oh yes, exactly.
You just need to put that intercom statement, edit it out of this, and put it way before.
Yeah, I'll have it make sure it's a very like jarring transition. Like the room is like intercom system, and they would.
There you go. Well, I figure if we have powers, so I guess I see why you can't see the other booths from each booth, so that one person can't like use their power to hit all the buttons.
So
Why won't repeat? Why wouldn't he do that? Doesn't he want to go to the other room?
his power has a downside. If you don't recall, when he used his power before, he fought amongst himself.
Oh yeah.
Yes. So he doesn't want to be penalized in the next room, basically. And he would be the sole one to take a penalty to do that. So he doesn't want to.
What if we
benefit
all
the group.
agreed to buy you ice cream afterwards?
Says
Can
it's not worth
Edward leave a book on each one?
Well, sort of. He can't see all of them at the same time is the problem. They're all covered.
You could maybe see two of them. Maybe. It'd be a rough sight to see two. Okay, and to make things a little bit more interesting, you hear a few seconds after Braid pushes that button, some gears start to wind up. You hear some gears turning, and the room begins to rotate. So, everybody make a toughness check.
Toughness. Do we even roll that?
Yeah. Roll plus toughness. You normally do toughness. Toughness is the one you actually do roll.
Hold on. I gotta grab my sheet again.
I had to roll for 12 people. Or, no.
Toughness.
I got a total of 19.
I got 15 total.
Do I get my book shield with this or not, Luke?
Yeah, you do.
Okay.
I'm going to assume that you have that thing up at most times when it's available. But it probably went down in the last room, but as it came back up in this room.
Okay.
Rather than you having to say that you're doing it every time, I'm just going to assume. So I guess if there's ever a time you don't want it up, then tell me.
Gotcha. Well, seems like I would have it up. Might be entering danger at any time. So, in that case, I got a 16.
What was Jade's?
15.
What was Zach's?
19.
Okay. You guys all manage to either grab onto ropes or catch yourself as the room turns to the side. So the entire room rotates around the door axis. So like the doors between room 1 and room 2 are the axis in which it's rotating.
Okay.
For example, the reason why I made sure to add...
Oh, these blue. Oh, yeah, the awning.
Yeah, the blues is so that you could still push the button even if the room were rotated down so that you wouldn't just fall out.
Oh, yeah, I see. So
it's rotated among the axis that the intersects both doors of the room. So the door would be on the east and west side of the room, So it's rotating about that axis.
Okay. So the doors are here.
So after about one full rotation, you see along the both sides of the, like both walls, a 30-second timer begins, and the room stops rotating.
Okay.
Braid, who is able to hold herself with the rope, says, I think we need to make this decision quickly.
I'll teleport up to one of the buttons and press it.
Okay? Repeat says, same rules apply. One from each team.
Yeah, apparently we're good with that. Is anyone else not?
Jade, which one do you pick? Braid got the closest one. Do you want one of the ones that have the platform or the other platformless?
Should probably do the harder one.
So I guess, yeah, northeast, south, and west.
One
Braid
of the
is in
blue.
west. So north or south?
North.
All right. Yeah, so first room, Gianhuo, Jianho.
Oh, wait, Huo?
Jian. Yeah. Huo. Jianho. Shapefire is what it means in Chinese. It's apparently like a real, like a performer or something like that actually has that name. You could thank ChatGPT for that one. And then Hardware and Hangman and Callum.
And then who's in the? Did you need to put who's in the?
And then in the second room, Braid is already up there, so she is going to continue pushing her button. Zigzag ends up climbing up a rope and pushing a button. And Acrobat.
And Jade.
Okay. Upon pushing all 4 buttons, the door to the next room opens. Timer's at about 10 seconds. You guys gonna hustle for it. You can already see Jiffy and Repeat making a run to the next room.
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, we gotta. Let's do it.
Okay. We'll miss you, Jade.
Bye.
Oh, no.
See you later.
Okay.
Better win.
Jade,
Do our best.
the room spins. Make a toughness save.
Jade, your next power should be clairvoyance, so you can see the next room and teleport into it.
Astral projection. That would pair well with her, actually.
19.
You're okay. You land on your feet. As the room it does about 2 rotations and another timer starts. Okay. The third room, you guys get into the airlock. There's 8 of you left.
Okay.
So it's Tin Peaks, Gabe, Repeat, Jiffy, Pulsar, and Slide. And the 2 of you.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, 8. Okay. So the 8 of you travel to the next room. You walk into this room and you notice this room isn't completely empty. Besides, like, in both of the other rooms you walked in before, there was like nothing along the walls. It was just an empty room. This you actually see some people. And what you notice immediately about these people is they both have like hazmat suits on. So there's 2 of them. They have like these hazmat suits on with like full face covering and oxygen masks. And then the second,
Oh, it's gonna be like Squid Game or something.
the second, we'll say, Pulsar takes a step into the room. You hear the hiss of the air leaving the room.
Oh no.
So, make fortitude saves.
Okay. I'm gonna use my luck on this one. Reroll.
Okay, that's 2 down.
And my fortitude. So I'll get a 19 total.
You're able to take a nice deep breath before it kicks in. So you have a good breath here.
And I'm down to 1 luck.
And
I rolled a 19 plus 4, so 20.
You're good. You get a good breath too. Gabe actually ends up he is caught off guard a little bit by this. Oh, and his arms have grown back, by the way. They're ice still, but I mean, he has arms again.
His arms are always ice, and then the one time we saw him without ice arms, he had no arms.
Yes.
Okay.
So Gabe actually doesn't get a good breath, and he has to retreat back to the
Previous room.
airlock room. You see one of the 2 guys in the room that has the hazmat suits on start to take a step towards that direction before Gabe makes it back to the airlock, and then he returns to his post. You gather from this that they are there for your safety, not for help or anything like that. It's at this point that you notice in your breath holding that there is in this room in the very center of the room there's a box and two. I don't want to say pillar. I've already used that word. What's a synonym?
Column.
What's like a short one? Like a
pedestal?
Pedestal. I like it. Perfect. That's what I was looking for earlier. I couldn't remember. So we'll say a pedestal, and it's kind of like pointed. A short obelisk. I don't know what you call it. And you quickly notice that this also contains that square hole. There's two of them. There's two of these little pillar, obelisk, other word that I forgot already.
Pedestal.
Pedestal, yes. There's two of them about 3 feet apart right in the middle of the room. And then there's a box in between them.
Oh, a box. Okay. Cool.
Okay.
And they have the square holes or whatever?
Yeah, they have those same square holes.
Okay.
Repeat runs over and opens the box. Within the box, he pulls out 2 crank handles. And each of the crank handles has a square base.
Okay. So, but now we can use the crank handle to go all the way back to the first round. Ah, but then we wouldn't have these two here. Okay.
What's the plan? You're holding your breath, remember?
And both of these will have a button that say hold, and then the crank handle.
No buttons. Just 2 cranks.
Cranks. Okay.
Oh, so the only way, really, we can't hold it. We have to use them on this, right?
Yeah. There's no buttons at all. Just 2 cranks and 2 pillar. God, I can't remember the word. Pedestal. Yeah. Write it down. Pedestal. Yeah, 2 pedestals and 2 cranks. Repeat tries to put one of the cranks in the hole. He starts a turn, and he has a bit of trouble, so he duplicates himself, and together they are able to start to turn the first crank. You can see the door to room 4 begin to open, but he's making really slow progress, and you can tell he's starting to run out of breath. Let's see how he does. He actually has to run over to... He starts to run back towards the airlock room, and one of the hazmat guys actually motions over to him, and a light appears, and you notice for the first time that there are 2 glass... I hate to say the word phone booth again because that's what they call them at work, but it's basically like a glass little tube on the north wall that has a button on the outside, and one of the hazmat guys pushes the button and the door slides open, and you see Repeat merge back together, get in the room, and you can tell that he is breathing just fine in that room. But the room is pretty much just like a glass door, like a ceiling glass door. There's a button on the inside and a button on the outside, but you can't pretty much do anything else in that room. It's just a phone booth that you can look out from, and it's nowhere near the pillars, the pedestals.
Which is it?
Pedestals. Pedestals. Yeah. It's repeat. Repeater? Repeat, right? P-E-T-E.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
Repeat.
Because that was the joke.
Yeah, because it's...
Cool. Okay, so he's safe, I guess.
Yeah, he's able to breathe in there. There are 2 of these phone booths right next to each other. They don't connect in any way, though. Like, they're separate phone booths. But, yeah, there's 2 of them. The other one is empty.
No, I don't know if they're really... they're a part of the puzzle at all. Or they're just there for us to get help or whatever.
It seems like they're there for us to be able to breathe if we need to.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
you can only fit, like, one person in at a time, right?
Yeah, there's 2 of them, and there's 2 of them, and only one person can fit in each.
Okay. I mean, I guess, yeah, 4 people need to breathe at once. There's kind of a problem then.
And you can go back to the previous room's airlock as well. There's room for all of you there.
Well, we should have 8 of us in here.
Yes.
So, turning these things... Oh, man, I just wish we could take it back to the first room. You
could see Repeat start to crank. He put one of the cranks in the first one, and two of him were able to start to turn it, but they were making fairly slow progress.
Okay.
And the door started to open, but when he released the crank, the door fell again.
That's the other thing too. Like, so he released the crank and the door fell. So like these are someone's gonna have to hold. Okay, there's 2 boxes for people to breathe because 2 people can be left behind. Where we would, they would crank it open for everybody. Everybody goes through, and then they have to run into the air boxes, and the door's shut on them anyway. That's what I see going on here. Man, I just wish we could get another crank to go back to that first room, but
Jade, roll toughness.
this is happening. We need 2 people to. I'll take one of the cranks with my strength glove.
I rolled a nat 1.
You have luck, right?
She does have luck.
I can take the luck, sure.
So lucky. Nat 2.
I got, let's see,
Because you get a base 10 unless you rolled higher.
12. I got 17 total.
All right. You recover thanks to your luck.
Oof. Good.
I volunteer to crank one of these because I have the strength gloves.
Okay. Are you going to say that to people?
Yeah, everything I just said out loud, yeah.
Roll roll fortitude.
Okay.
You're going to say this while holding your breath.
I rolled a nat 20. I'm good on that.
All right. No problem. You breath holding champion here. It's like, what, 29? Because you have a lot of stamina.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, it's 29.
I could say that twice. Cake. Yeah, so you explain it. Tin Peaks actually comes up and says nothing. He just nods at you because he's holding his breath. But he agrees to be the second person.
All right, so we're going to have...
Gabe says, after he gets back in the room, he says, why don't we take one of these back to the first room?
So I'm thinking we're going to need both of them to hold this door open.
But we could hold the door open with everyone from the first room, too.
Well, no, because we only have 2, and there's 2 of these that we need to use, right? I mean, I can try opening the door with 1, but I don't think it'll go all the way, can it?
You haven't tried yet.
Okay, well, I'll try opening it, and if it doesn't hold the door, then if we need both, then we need both. If we don't, then yeah, we should take it back. I'm for that.
So roll strength.
Okay.
Are you going to try it by yourself, or do you want Tin Peaks to help?
Wait a minute. What do
I
you
can
mean?
try with my teamwork bonus too.
Oh, yeah, the 3 of you? Yeah.
Well, on just one of these?
No, you could do both. Whatever. This is just a test to see what happens to the door, right?
Yeah, so we should start with 1 to see if one of them is enough.
Is it going to be you and Edward trying to pull 1, then?
Or it'll be me and Tin Peaks, because the 2 of us are going to figure this out.
Okay. So you and Tin Peaks are going to try to use 1 crank.
Yeah, we'll see what happens with 1 crank.
Okay. So, let me... Do you want to be the primary, or do you want Tin Peaks to be the primary? Because if you're only using 1, you're gonna have to share.
Does he have more strength?
He is a huge, bulky metal guy.
I'm guessing he has more strength. I have 5.
Do you want to assist him, then?
Yeah, I'll assist him.
Okay. Do you want to give him some luck? He rolled poorly.
Oh gosh, man. Yeah, I mean, this is my last chance. I mean, I'm hanging out here, so here we go. Give him some luck.
Okay, that fixed it. So he muscles his way. He slips at first when he first tries to grab it, but he corrects himself and he gives it a few good cranks with your help. You can see the door raises. You get about halfway in like 10 seconds or so. Roll fortitude again. And I'll roll it for Tin Peaks.
I got a total of 27.
You're fine. Tin Peaks is fine too. You continue cranking it the rest of the way. You get it pretty much all the way up. You see another door behind it, the same way that the other airlock doors look. At this point, you see Jiffy and Repeat make a dash for it.
Wait, there's a second door?
Yeah, it's the same as the other ones. There's an airlock type door behind it.
Okay.
Yeah. So, Repeat and Jiffy and actually there's more. I should get one for you. And Slide.
Are they on the same team?
Repeat and Jiffy are,
Yeah.
and Slide is on the Chinese team.
Okay.
So the three of them like quickly make their way to the door that you just opened.
Okay. So just one of these cranks is able to hold it open.
Yeah. The door you're holding the crank and the door is staying open. Yeah.
I wonder what would happen if we put it in the other one and we're doing two.
Are you gonna try?
I think we should, guys. I mean, yeah. Is it
I'm up for
seriously
it.
gonna? Yeah, I mean, like, can Beaks do that, or can I do that? Or is it too much for one of us to just hold this one open?
It'll be a strength check to hold it if one of you is gonna release.
Oh wow. I don't know, guys. I don't know.
It'll be a strength followed by repeated fortitudes until you're out of breath. So 3 people have walked towards the next room. The 4th one begins to walk that way, Pulsar. The 3 of you left in the room, Tin Peaks, Edward, and Zach.
What about Gabe?
Oh, Gabe's in the room too. Yeah, Gabe stayed.
Maybe I don't know if Gabe wants to run back to the first room to let those guys through with the other crank, and then me and Tin Peaks can take a break in the breathing rooms. That's what I propose.
What about Edward?
Edward should move forward, I think. What do you think, Edward?
I mean, I can move forward. Is other people moving forward with me or no?
Yeah, most of them already have.
Okay, yeah, I'll move forward then. We need to have some representative of our team going forward.
Okay.
Wait, are Tin Peaks and Gabe on the same team?
Yes.
Okay, well, if Gabe offered, then I guess that Gabe offered, so.
Yeah, that would be all of Gabe's team is like no one in Gabe's team is moving forward.
Yeah, I mean, unless he wants to.
And 2 people of the Chinese team and 2 people of the Repeats team are going forward.
Okay.
Okay, so it's going to be 2 from Repeats team, 2 from the Chinese team, and Edward moving forward. Is that right?
Yeah.
Tin Peaks, Zach, and Gabe stay behind. Okay, so let's break this into parts. Okay, first I'll tell you what you see, Edward. Actually, no, we'll finish the crank part first to explain that. So you take the crank out, right? Or are you gonna try to hold the crank?
Oh no, I mean, once everybody's through and Gabe's going back, we'll take a break in the air rooms.
So you take the crank out, and the door closes, but it closes at a much slower rate than the first room. So it
So I could potentially dart forward to.
No, what he's saying is, yeah, someone could open this and then get through.
potentially. They might have to be kind of quick, but it's doable in this case. It's like a 5-second close instead of a 1-second close.
Okay.
So it does close a lot slower than it had previously.
Yeah.
Maybe like a 3-second close. But yeah, it's significantly slower.
I'll bet you if we were able to crank both, it would be a really long time. Anyway, that's my guess.
Zach and Tin Peaks hop in the breathing booths. Gabe gets the damn you. So I just finished editing.
Mendoza.
You said that exact thing. What is that from? I tried to look it up.
It's from The Simpsons.
Okay. Gotcha.
What's that? They're Arnold Schwarzenegger analog.
Oh, okay, yeah.
McBain.
So I remember you quoted that on your session. So yeah. So I'm like going through. I have all these like. It feels like we've been chatting forever because I've been like editing yours for like a week now. So I hear your voice a lot and I know a lot. It's weird. It's this weird thing about like editing. It's like you start to. It's like you were watching a movie that you've seen like 20 times, but the other person's only seen it once. So you're. Like,
I don't think I've ever actually seen the Simpsons episode with it that it's referencing. Well, it's a reference that comes up more than once, but it's just such a famous reference that I just know it. So
it's weird. It's a weird thing from like an editing perspective. So to me, it's a conversation that I've heard at least 5 times. Anyway, so Gabe runs back. Let's see how Gabe does through the spinning of the room 2.
Oh no. Gabe doesn't do so good with spinning.
He did okay, actually. He runs along the wall and is able to make it to across the door. He gets to the intercom of room 1 and says, like, hey, open up, and gets back to room 1. Okay, so we'll move forward with Edward and Slide, Repeat, Pulsar, and Jiffy are the other two.
Pulsar and Jiffy. Okay.
Okay, so yeah, Pulsar, Repeat are on the same team. Slide and Pulsar are on the same team.
Pulsar, Repeat, and Slide are all on the same team.
Oh, sorry. Pulsar and Slide are on the same team. Repeat and Jiffy are on the same team.
Okay.
There's 3 teams. Edward is by himself on this.
Cool.
Okay. As you walk into this room, you see flying around. The best way to describe it is like anti-gravity bouncy balls. Like the room has no gravity. So the room obviously has gravity, but there are some like balls flying around the room as though it didn't. So I guess the closest thing I can relate this to is in the game Quidditch. There's the things called bludgers. Those are like little balls that just fly around and hit you all the day. Like,
okay.
Similar to that, but it appears like they follow a little bit more like the laws of physics. They kind of seem to be bouncing in a direction that you'd expect. So there's these things flying around, and you hear them buzzing as one flies by. It sounds like they're electrically charged. And the only thing that's odd about them, rather than the like bouncing anti-gravityness, is that they appear to be speeding up and slowing down randomly. So these are bouncing around the room.
How many of them are there?
Like a dozen.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah, there's too many to track all at once.
Okay.
Okay, and this is the second to last room. Yeah, like easy times 12. Perfect. So yeah, you're not going to be able to keep your eye on all of them simultaneously. So as you walk into the room, so you see something a little bit odd about this room compared to the previous rooms. In all the previous rooms, nothing really seemed to change. I mean, except for the spinning room, nothing really changed when you walked in. This room, as the first few people step in, so Pulsar and Slide and Repeat all walk in, and you from the wall there appears a button, like a single button, like pops out of the wall.
Which wall?
The north wall.
Okay.
And then after Edward and Jiffy walk in, the remaining two, a second button appears on the south wall. So it like the wall like moves away to present a second button.
Interesting. So 4 people, 2 buttons, right?
Correct. Repeat's like, oh, this is an easy solution. He duplicates himself, so there's now 2 of him, and the second he does, a third button appears.
Well, okay.
Probably should duplicate yourself again, bud.
He duplicates himself again, and a 4th button appears.
Hey, there we go.
What happens if he leaves the room?
What, all 3 of him?
No, just 2 of him.
He merges back with his copies, so there's just 1 of him, and it goes back to 2 buttons. He leaves the room, and it goes down to just 1 button.
Because there's 4 people in the room. 4 people in the room is 1 button.
Yes.
We don't know how many rooms there are.
There's 5.
Oh, okay.
And everybody in this room make a dodge check. So that's just Edward, I guess.
Okay.
Everybody else does okay?
Natural 20.
You do fine too? Okay. Anything you want to do while you're here, Edward? Oh, I forgot to mention a piece. So in the corner of the room, there's another box. Everyone else seems pretty preoccupied with the button situation. Nobody seems to go for the box right away. So I'll leave that to you, Edward.
I guess I'll walk over to the box and look at it.
So in the box, there are 4 cylindrical devices, almost the exact size of a button. They have what looks like little claws on like 4 sides of them, and they have their own button on them. They're like electrical devices. There's 4 of them in this box.
Oh. Well, I mean, I see it as like, you get a few people through, and then the next set of people come in, and they go through, kind of thing. We just take turns going through.
So the cylindrical buttons...
Except, actually, why don't we take them back to the rope room? We could free the people in the rope room.
Okay. is this what we're finding? Is that like the rooms ahead contain the things to free the people behind, and like you could choose to just go on ahead, but like the right thing to do is to go back and get the other people.
That's.
No.
I mean, that's what my takeaway is. Right?
Okay. So these cylinder things, they look like they'll. Luke, you said they're like roughly the size of a button, as in they were like
Correct.
holding down a button.
Yes. So
Okay.
pushing the button on them. Do you want to push the button on it?
Sure.
It has like claws on 4 sides, and it looks like it. By pushing the button, the claws attempt to grab onto the casing around the button. So it looks like it would be the device specifically for holding down the button.
Especially in a room that's rotating. Grabbing, right?
Yep.
All of the buttons that you've seen so far have that casing around the outside.
Oh, okay.
So it can be used on any button.
Okay.
So what are you going to do?
I will tell everybody we should use these to go back and get the people from room 2, right? It's room 2?
Yes. Repeat says, I think we should use them here and get to the last room.
Nah, man. We don't know what's ahead. We might need everybody in the last room to overcome it. You don't know how bad, like, the safer thing to do. And the more PHI way of doing things is to go back and get everybody.
I say we have a vote.
He can duplicate himself, though.
Yeah.
Obviously, I only get 1 vote. But let's vote for everybody that's here. The 5 of us vote. This is kind of skewed, right? Because I have 4 of the votes.
Yeah, that's wait a minute.
Yeah.
I mean, even if they vote you out, you could still just take the buttons and run back, you know?
True. Or I could always just take my button. I've got one.
There's only 2 in the room with all 5 of them. They only need 2 to.
Edward, you have all the buttons. You're the one that opened the box.
Yes, you currently have all 4.
You could just run.
If you wanted to, you could. Leaving the room would drop a button, so there'd only be 1.
Why would leaving the room drop the button?
Right, because there's. If he leaves, then there's only 4 in the room, so it only has 1 button.
Ooh, wait, why are there 5 in here now? I thought there was only 4 of us. I lost track of somebody. Who's in here?
Repeat left, and they came back.
Okay, so we got Repeat. Oh, Jiff. I was reading it as Repeat Jiffy as one person.
Yeah, no, that's 2 people. Yeah.
Obviously 2 people.
Okay, while this decision's being made, Jade, roll toughness. I haven't forgotten about you.
I rolled a 16.
You're good. You can hang on like a beast. Let me see if everybody else is okay. I haven't been
I'm
checking.
so strong.
No, actually, who is it?
Braid.
It is the first one. Who is it? Whoever the first one is.
Braid.
No, Braid is the last one.
Oh, it's Zigzag?
Zigzag. It's Zigzag. Zigzag flies off of her post, landing on the floor as the room tumbles about, getting bruised up until the timer ends.
Oh no.
She's not unconscious, but she took a beating from that a little bit. So she's wounded. She ends up climbing back up to her post and pushing the button, or getting up. The middle area is a little bit better protected than the rest of the room, so it's safer up there. So Zigzag is injured. Okay, Edward, what are you thinking? You gonna dash it out?
No, I'm going to try to persuade my the other group. It's like, no, let's just outvote this dude. He's wrong.
Okay, roll persuasion.
That's probably not my best skill. I didn't
As a
check
lawyer,
before.
come on, man.
Well, yeah, I was apparently never very good at it. Better, okay, so +0
Really? As a lawyer?
and a nat 1. Can I use my
Yeah.
hero point?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, so what does that mean?
Reroll.
Well, that's much better. That's a 19.
Okay.
He heroically musters
Persuaded.
persuasion.
Yeah. You persuade both Pulsar and Slide to take the box back. Jiffy sides with Repeat because they're on the same team.
But they all honor the votes.
Repeat
Right.
says, "Just give us 1."
No, the vote was your idea, and now you lost.
He considers his options here and reluctantly agrees.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now we're going
So,
back.
Zach, you see actually, Repeat and Jiffy decide to wait in that room. They don't want to risk it. So they stay there. They stay in the room 4.
Okay.
Edward, Pulsar, and Slide head back towards into room 3. Zach, you see Edward, Pulsar, and Slide.
Okay.
Are you gonna come out, or are you gonna stay in?
They don't need our help, do they? Or do we have to crank it for him? We have to crank the door open for him, right?
Yeah. The intercom. Yeah. So I guess you come out to crank this.
Yeah, let's do it.
I'm not gonna have you roll for it though. It's because you do it until you get it. So that's. So are you gonna stay in this room 3 with them, or are you gonna go back to room 2?
No, I don't want to. No, Tim Peaks and I should stay here and wait for them. They don't need our help, I don't think.
Okay, let's continue on Gabe's quest here. So Gabe gets back to the first room and is able to use the crank in the first slot.
Okay.
And he cranks open the door, and this time it falls a lot slower, and he's able to get all 4 of them to the next room.
Oh, because it's not the button press thing.
Yes.
Is he able to... Oh, he doesn't need to bring the crank back with him? He doesn't even try. Okay.
That's a fair point. So we'll see. Let's see. Hardware is going to make an attempt at it because he's the only one fast enough. So let's see if he can crank the door open enough and then quickly fly through it. He does. So he has the crank in the jack room.
Okay.
The phone booth room? No, there's 2 phone booth rooms. The jack room. So John Who, Hardware, Hangman, Callum, and Gabe are now all in room 2. Everybody has their powers again. I realize now that as soon as Gabe went back to the first room, his arms would fall off and he'd have to explain what he was doing there to somebody else.
Yes.
Okay. Listen, guys. I got this crank. Can someone else please do this?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's amazing.
I didn't think about that, but that's funny. Someone had to add in like Hardware being like, you need a hand, right? Exactly. So all of them end up in the jack room, and let's see how the rotation does. Hardware and Callum both have no issues because they can both fly. In fact, everybody does well.
Yeah, I think Jack just turned into like a bouncing ball or something.
Yeah. John Who just bounces. Hangman
Just hang.
Yeah, he just hangs, right? He grabs a rope and hangs on, right? Maybe Braid would help out Hangman because they're on the same team, holding him with a rope or something. Let's do one more roll for Jade as it spins again.
Woo. I got a 19.
You're safe. Quit rolling so well. You've never rolled below 15. Okay, Edward, Pulsar, and Slide return to room 2.
Oh, yes, they do.
Make your toughness check.
Toughness.
Oh, yeah.
Because the room's spinning.
Yep.
God, I rolled 2 nat 20s for everybody else.
Toughness check, you said?
Yeah, toughness. So everybody else just lands right on their feet. No worries.
Natural 20.
Jesus, guys. Wow.
I've had natural 1s and natural 20s tonight. I am about so that means my next one's gonna be like a 1 or a 2.
I suppose that's true. You did use your hero point, and I'm down 2 luck. Actually, Jade's down 1 luck too. Okay, never mind.
So you're gonna just like toss the buttons up to the 4 people after the spinning stops?
Yeah.
Float them up there with some books.
Yeah. Take these.
Absolutely.
Okay. Upon inputting the 4 button devices, what's my duty? You push buttons. Right. So they all.
You pass butter.
Yeah, exactly. What's my purpose? You push buttons. So they all activate and the door opens. Everybody is able to progress. So everybody's in this room and everybody makes a fortitude check. I hope you guys see the theme here.
A variety of a check, willpower, fortitude, toughness.
Yeah.
We haven't done dodge or parry yet, have we?
You were only in the dodge room for a second.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you were. Yeah. So
I rolled bad. I got
So
10 total.
You can't catch your breath really, so you have to retreat back to the airlock.
I mean, remember, you do have your lucks.
Oh, that's true. If you want to use the luck.
Could luck it up.
No. I'll just wait.
Okay.
So also, John Hu and Hangman both have trouble with this as well. They both hang back with Jade as well.
Okay.
Tin Peaks and Zach, are you gonna try to hold open the gate for everybody else?
Yeah. We'll try to do that.
Okay. Okay, roll strength.
Rolling. I got.
And you're assisting him, right?
Yeah, so 12 plus 5, 17.
All right. So he gets it slightly up, but it's not enough for anybody to pass through.
I don't know why we just don't have more people helping us.
No, not Hangman. Hardware pulls out the other crank and throws it into the slot and tries to use it to help. Also has trouble though. So everybody, again, that's everyone except for Jade, Hangman, and John Yu is going to roll Fortitude again. Because you need to make another push.
Oh, me too.
Yeah.
Okay, same for me, 17. Oh, wait, no. Fortitude. 21.
Gosh. Edward, you as well?
Sorry, what's the question?
Roll Fortitude save.
Fortitude. Got it. Okay. Okay. Decent. 15 plus 4, 19.
I'll do for Callum. Hardware is the only one that doesn't seem to have trouble with this room. So everybody else has to retreat, except for Edward got a good roll and yeah. So Zach and Tin Pinks, are you going to go back to your booth or are you going to go back to the airlocks?
Wait, I failed with a 21.
Oh, sorry. No, you're good. Tin Peaks, I'll just do his. Tin Peaks is going to go back to the booth. Everyone else except for Edward and Hardware have to go back to the airlock. The second booth stays empty.
Okay.
So it's Edward, Hardware, and Zach still in the room. And you guys could try to crank open the levers if you want again. So I guess Zach and Hardware can do it together. Hardware has decent strength.
Yeah, we can do that. Edward can probably just go to the booth, I'm assuming.
He could go for the door too, either one. If assuming you do well on your roll.
Okay, cool. So I'll roll again.
Yeah.
We're gonna have a 18. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's enough for the door to open. So Edward, I'm guessing you're gonna go through the door.
Yep.
Zach, what's your plan here with Hardware? Are you gonna try to hold the door open so everyone can pass from the airlock across the room to the other door?
Yeah. Am I not gonna be fast enough to get through?
Well, I mean, if you let go, the door's gonna start closing.
Hardware can make it through, so I'm thinking I'll go, then Hardware goes.
But everyone else is still on the other side of the room, is what I'm saying.
No, after that.
Okay, so you're gonna let everyone through first and then...
And then I'll go, and then Hardware will go. Yeah.
Got it. Okay. Roll a communicate this to Hardware Fortitude check.
Get up. And this is, well, it doesn't matter, I rolled a 19. But this is Fortitude, so I'm at 28.
Yeah, you're almost never gonna fail Fortitude checks because you got like insane lung capacity.
Yeah, that's what I've been working on these past 2 level ups. So
Okay, let's see if everyone makes it. Jade, you can just teleport, so you're good. Callum can fly, so he's good too. Does anyone? No, everybody else is regular speed. Okay. God damn it. Okay, who is it? Gabe
not Gabe.
trips, and he is not able to make it across the room. So he ends up running to the phone booth to try to get some extra air. Everybody else makes it across.
Okay, cool.
So Gabe is heavy breathing in the phone booth. Are you gonna wait for Gabe, or what's the plan here?
If we wait for him, do we have to do a whole nother check, or can we...
Yes.
Yeah, I don't mind waiting for him, but I guess Hardware, I don't know if Hardware's on his team, right?
Yeah. Hardware and Gabe are on a team.
They'll probably wait. Yeah, I'm down to wait for Gabe. It's not going to take us that long to catch up with
right,
the next
but
room.
it is a I'm fine with it, but it is a whole nother check again. So we might fail that check if we do it again.
I'm not too worried about failing. I'm doing fine.
I'm a little worried about it, but
Oh, you don't have to wait. You go through. Yeah. Me and
Oh,
Hardware
okay.
will stay. Yeah.
got it. Okay, I'll go through then.
Yeah, you guys will be fine, so that's why I'm not too worried about it.
Okay.
That makes more sense now.
Zach and Hardware are going to do their check again for fortitude.
Fortitude check?
Yeah. Hardware rolled a 19, so he's got, integrated oxygen supply.
I have a 17.
Yeah, you're good too. Gabe pops his head out and makes his way towards the door. Edward, I guess Jade too, but this is your first time seeing this room, so not really. But Edward, upon re-entering this room, you notice specifically that there is only one person in it, and it is Jiffy. A repeat is not in this room.
What a bastard! So he went on ahead then, didn't he?
And they're on the same team too.
They are on the same team. So when there was just two of them, there was only one button, and so Jiffy pushed the button and Repeat continued forward. So Repeat is in the fifth room by himself. All right.
We had a deal, Jiffy.
Jiffy says the deal was for the devices, not for waiting.
All right, I'll keep that in mind.
All right. And then we'll do an agility check for Zach.
Why? What is this agility check?
Because it's going to be your ability to make it from the
to move across.
From the crank to the closing door.
Okay. Got it.
And I mean, worst case is you fail and you have to go do it again.
Yeah.
And you'll be you and Hardware. He's gonna go after you, right? So actually, you know what? Hardware's gonna hold the door for you. He's a nice dude.
Well, that's why he was gonna hold the door. I go through, and then he's gonna go through, right?
Yeah, he's gonna let you through. So never mind, you're good.
I mean, I took one for his teammate, so you know.
You're good. Everybody's in room 4. Everyone, make your dodge.
Make a dodge check.
Yes, there are bludgers flying around here.
Oh, I don't know. I want to use luck on that. What even is my dodge? Probably not that great.
19 total.
You're good. You see it coming. Jade, what's your dodge?
I got 16 total.
You're good too.
I got an 8.
Actually, no, roll fortitude actually because it's electrified.
Oh, God. To use luck or not to use luck? Okay, I got 12.
All right, you get shocked from it, and you're gonna be dazed.
So I can spend a turn healing that.
Yes, you can. And Hangman and Acrobat also take hits from these balls, and they are also dazed.
Oh, okay.
So there is everyone except for Repeat in this room. Is that right? I think so.
Yeah, repeats in room 5. So
that means there's 15 of you in this room. So there are 12 buttons.
there's 12 buttons, huh?
Yes.
Damn.
So what's the plan?
And there's 16 of us and 12 buttons.
No, there's 15 of you. Repeat is already in the next room.
Okay.
But he died.
One of him died, but there was another.
Question is, who do we think can take on Repeat?
Well, I mean, I don't really know.
What's in the next room?
Yeah.
Fight to the death.
Okay. So 3 people potentially can't make it, but then don't the buttons leave as we leave? And in theory, it gets down to 1 button, 1 person. I vote we leave Jiffy to hold that button while everyone else goes through.
I like that.
That's a fair point. You beat my little calculator here. So I'm gonna retcon what I just said.
Ah, damn it.
There are still, how do I describe this? There are still 12 buttons. Like there's enough for 3 of you to move forward. You noticed when walking into this room that there were 2 buttons and not just 1. So even though Repeat was no longer in the room, it still counted him as in the room.
Oh, okay.
So moving forward does not remove a button. That's a better way to say it. So you only remove a button if you go back.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, that's a good clarification because if you do it that way, then you only have to leave one behind. No, this is designed to leave more than one behind.
So in theory, if we all go through, how many have to be left behind?
There's 15 of you in the room, and there are 12 buttons. So 3 of you could go if all buttons need to be held.
Oh, so that will leave 4 of us in the final room.
Yes.
I see what you're saying. Okay.
So one from each team.
Well, one team's already got a dude in there, so no.
Well, no, I mean, that's his team. And there's
Oh.
3 other... Yeah, so we would, in theory, it would be like one of us, and then like Gabe or Hardware or Tin Peaks or whatever. And then, one person from each team. So which one of us wants to go to the next room? I vote that we all have a vote. That one person from each team goes through, and Repeat's already in, so his team's spoken for.
Roll persuasion.
Yeah, I'll roll persuasion.
I'll
Okay.
persuade the fudge out of this.
I'm going to persuade the out of this. I have 19 on the die, but my persuasion is
-3.
5.
Okay.
So why is... Yeah, so I'm at 24. This is a big persuasion.
Why is it -3?
No, he was joking.
Oh, okay.
I got shocked and my head's fuzzy. It's
So between shocks, you are talking to the room, being like,
and they're like, "Wow, this is incredible. How is he talking right now? He got hit by a bludger."
"Yeah, hey guys, I'd just like to let you."
Inspiration speech. I'm powering through it.
Good God, no. Okay, I think we should vote. Yeah. So you did win the room with your persuasion. So everybody takes their picks on team. You hear everybody come forward with their vote. Pulsar gets chosen for the Chinese team. Gabe gets chosen for his team.
Oh wow!
And who are you guys choosing?
I say we send Jade. That's my vote.
Well, okay. I have a question. Because so far everything's been willpower, toughness, fortitude, dodge. We haven't done parry yet, right?
Yeah.
Who's
Jade
got the
has-
best parry?
She has fighting. None of us do.
But who's got good parry?
I have 7
in
my
parry?
parry. Yeah.
Jade is the winner.
I told you I haven't forgotten about you.
Here
Okay.
I come.
Unanimously Jade.
Yeah. So just saving the best for last. Okay, so everybody pushes the button, and the second,
We all die.
yeah, it just.
Well, everything
It connects the
explodes.
So what? Everybody's around the outside of the room pushing the button, and everybody Gabe, Jade, and Pulsar are in the center of the room or near the door, I guess.
Yeah, I mean,
You can see Jiffy make an attempt to try to rush the door before other people, but he's unsuccessful. The door closes too quickly,
what a douche.
Fudge. You, Jiffy.
and so he kind of slumps back to his button in shame.
This guy's yeah.
He made an attempt, but he failed.
That whole team is not trustworthy.
I just noticed there's 4 teams. Is this? And I think Gabe's team is Hufflepuff, and Jiffy's team is Slytherin.
That was unintentional. I did not make this the battle of the houses. What house are you guys?
It's got to be Ravenclaw or Gryffindor with how
Yeah.
this is going. Just not sure about.
So you enter the next room. You see, upon entering, 4 or 5 copies of Repeat, a decent way down the course. It appears to be an obstacle course, and currently 2 of the 5 copies, I'll say 4, 2 of the 4 copies of Repeat are just getting beat to by these rotating pads that are appearing from the walls and the floors. So it's partly maze, but a lot of it's nets. So you can see ahead to where Repeat is, but you can't see all the way to the end. No cheating, Jade.
I can't teleport to the end.
You could teleport to where he is. Well, a copy of him is. So that it's kind of like an intricate little maze. There's paths to the left, paths to the right.
Stuck in the middle with you.
And there are padded traps that will come out of the floor and the ceiling and the walls that will impede your progress.
Okay.
So in front of you, Jade, is the decision of left or right. It appears the copies of Repeat that you saw went to the left. Down that path, like, it's hard to say what obstacles lie on what path, because they appear from the ceiling and floors and stuff. But his path looks to have a few like spinning obstacles that are appearing from the wall, a few pushback, like whole walls that are moving and trying to push him back. There doesn't appear to be any copies of him going to the right. But he has been in this room for a while, so maybe he went that way first and couldn't get through or something.
So, but nobody knows what's at the end of this.
No.
I think I'll try going right.
Okay. You see, it's a room that has, imagine a laser field, so where it has like a bunch of like a disco lasers like spinning everywhere. But instead of lasers, it's like cables designed to like twist you up. So there's like these spinning cables, and beside you, Gabe decides to come with you a little bit, and he sees the spinning, twisting cables, and he's, hell no, I'm going the other way. Turns around and goes this way. So you're by yourself now. Pulsar also decided to go the same way that Repeat did. So everybody else is going the other way. Do you want to continue this way?
Yes.
Okay. Perry.
We'll see.
What? Just teleport.
So
I can't teleport through the cords.
you can teleport to the end of the hallway, but the end is all like the corner, like you can't, it takes a hard corner, so you can't see an area that is not covered with these cords.
Are we able to comms into them right now?
Yeah, you can talk to him.
I want to comms into Gabe and ask him if he should reconsider with one of his other teammates.
What, Zigzag?
Yeah, someone who's better at like this stuff. Gabe seems like a clunky choice. I don't know. Anyway, just throwing that out there. Hey guys, if you're having trouble, just come back and trade with one of your people.
Yeah, actually, Gabe considers this and it's like, that's not a bad idea. So Gabe actually backtracks it and trades with hardware.
I rolled a 17 total.
For Perry?
Yeah.
You just punch those cords right out of your way. So you get past these cords. Next, gosh, I have to think of obstacles. Like the obstacles I had in mind for this side, like I don't want you to immediately just teleport past them, so let's like redesign them a little bit. It is a zigzag style room. I don't even know how to describe this. So it's like an S-shaped. It's like a repeated S-shaped, like a zigzag that's going back and forth, and every wall that is facing you is repeatedly pushing towards you. So it's like a pushback wave, I guess you could call it.
Okay.
Yeah. So all of the faces of this hallway that you can see that are facing you are pushing you back towards the way you started. And so you're going to have to zigzag past all of these. Too bad Zigzag's not here. You can see that you're actually catching up with, on the other side of the course, Repeat is. Pulsar is making some progress to catch up to Repeat, but he's still a little ways behind. It looks like two of the copies of Repeat are knocked out on the ground. The two that are remaining standing are just pushing forward, ignoring them. All right, so roll your parry 3 times. See if you can take these hits. Okay, first hit's good.
26.
You're excellent. That didn't even touch you.
And 10.
10?
Yeah.
If there's ever time to use luck, now's the time. Final room, so that you know that.
Okay, I'll use luck. And I got 21.
Okay, you make it past this, and the last little area, you see it's like a spiraling pyramid, but you can see the top from where you are, so you can teleport straight there. You don't need to go through the obstacle at all.
Heck yeah, I'm gonna teleport to the top like a badass.
You get there.
Do some flips.
There's 2 buttons at the top. One of them, it has a picture of a cake on it, and the other button has a picture of a door on it.
Is this going to be a Portal reference where the cake is alive?
I'll even add a label because just the symbols might be confusing. The cake button says you win, and the door button says open doors.
Oh.
Like our team wins if I do the.
That's
If I-
what it says.
Well, we don't know. We don't know what that means. It just says you win.
You can see Repeat has cleared his obstacles and is making his way up the last obstacle to you.
I know he's gonna press you win, so
This is your call. You choose, and you.
I have a team members.
Okay,
Can
if you want,
can you hit both
have to use
buttons?
Do you guys want us to press win, or do you want me to hit the door button?
After all this work, I vote for the door.
Why?
Well, because you only get 5 points for hitting the you win button.
Hit both buttons.
Hit both buttons. What do you mean I only get 5 points for hitting the win?
So at the beginning, we were told the points that we are given, and there's going to be a button. We were told there would be a button at the end of the at the final room, and for each team member that touches that button, we get 5 points. So we can make 20 points if all of us make it there. So
if I hit the door, then you guys all can come in.
everyone, theoretically, then everyone can try to make it through this room.
But do you think you can make it through the room before all of the other people make it through the... Once you hit the win button, does it all end?
We don't know.
That was one thing that was clear. When the win button is hit, the game ends immediately.
Yeah, so Repeat, or what's-his-face is probably going to hit the win button if I don't.
Does it count if Repeats it duplicates himself 5 times and hits the button?
So the way I described it was the person who hits the button, their entire team gets the bonus, not just that person.
Oh, really? I thought it was we had to bring our team along. We only get for each person that makes it.
Just the person that pushes the button, their entire team gets the bonus as if they were all in the last room.
Oh, well then,
Why don't you hit the door, and then if Repeat's gonna hit the button, the win button, you can hit it too. You know what I mean? Start with the door button.
do we know if she only has to hit one button?
Can I hit both?
The door button was not mentioned at all.
Oh.
My vote's on the door button.
Does she have time to hit? If she has to press each button one at a time, does she have time to?
She has about 30 seconds before Repeat makes it to her.
Yeah,
Okay,
plenty of
that's
time.
Plenty of time.
To hit both?
Does it take you 30 seconds to touch a button?
Well, it depends on what the door button does.
Well, hit it and find out. This isn't that hard. You just gotta hit the button.
I feel like it's a trick.
I've been tricking you so much tonight.
Anyway, you got my vote.
What do you think, Edward?
Hi.
Callum votes door.
Part of me just wants to know what happens if you hit door.
There it is.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'll hit the door.
The door between rooms 4 and 5 opens without
Okay.
pushing the buttons.
Okay.
Clearing everybody's way through.
Okay, so we come in.
What I assume would happen.
Okay,
Okay.
and then now hit the other button because there doesn't seem to be a downside to it.
Okay, so I'll hit the you win button.
Okay, game over. Repeat reaches you a few seconds later. He pushes the button too, realizing that you've already pushed it, and is like, damn it. So close. If you didn't skip this last challenge, I might have got you.
I think someone needs to repeatedly punch him.
Right. They explain the breakdown of points. So your team got 5 points each for pushing the button. So every member of your team got. So you got 20 points. Additional points are awarded for every time that you helped someone else get through a door.
Wow, we helped everyone that one.
So there was a significant amount of points awarded to Gabe because he went all the way back to the beginning and helped everybody get through. And it's significant for Hardware because he also did the same thing. But the majority goes to Jade for pushing the door button and letting everyone from room 4 into room 5.
You're welcome, everybody.
I don't. let me do some math real quick.
But we also got the plus 20 that no one else got for hitting the you win button. So
You got 20, but Gabe's team got 16, and they were only a few points behind. I think Gabe's team got the highest amount of points total because Gabe helped everyone from room 1 and everyone from room 2 get to room 4. So Gabe pushed people from room 1 to room 2 to room 3. Edward helped push room 2 to room 3. Zach and Hardware did room 3 to room 4. Then Jade did everyone from room 4 to room 5.
Well, Jade also did from room 2 to 3.
Oh, yeah. But so did everyone. So there was one person on every team, so that
Okay.
evens out. So we're looking at people that only helped others, not including their own team, basically. Because if they help their own team, then, like, for example, when room 2 didn't help anybody because they all got the same bonus. Yeah. So yeah, room 1 nobody, room 2 nobody, and then Gabe got 3 points plus 3 points times 3 for the people that were in the 4 people in the first room. 4 people times 3.
Well, one of them is on his team.
Fair enough. 3 times 3, and then Edward gets 3 times 3 for room 2 for stealing the buttons and taking them back. Yeah, Edward gets 9. Zach and you guys split. You guys both get.
Well, Tin Peaks helped the first time, but then Hardware helped the second time. But they're on the same team, right?
Yeah, they're on the same team.
Okay, so there you go.
You guys probably got it though, because you guys got that extra 4 points and you were already ahead of them. Yeah, you guys helped in every step. And Jade got that last button, which got 12 more points, which is the highest points you could have got. Yeah, I'm calling it. You guys win the competition, and you guys are dubbed the new Golden Squad for the next
Hence our name.
Yes, hence the podcast. I would have had a hard time explaining it if you guys didn't win. So I was like, but
3 points for Gryffindor.
yeah, I tried to balance it in your favor a little bit, but it was still a lot of roles-based stuff.
Yeah, we rolled pretty good tonight. I don't know. I guess since Callum wasn't here, he didn't.
No, I mean not this event specifically. I mean the whole. So I tried to remind you about your invention stuff. So I was like, okay, you guys have a chance here. I didn't make this entirely unwinnable. You guys do win Golden Squad. Next time I'll have the actual numbers for what you guys won, how much you won by, if you care. Gabe's team was only a little bit behind you, so he was in close second. Repeat's team came in pretty much last.
That's
Even
'cause
though
he's a
they were
dastardly person.
Weren't they the team that was behind us before this challenge?
So yeah, I have the points before you guys started. You had the lead with 35. Repeat's team and the Chinese team were both tied in second. You had 35. Repeat and the Chinese team had 32, and Gabe's team had 31. So it wasn't like a widespread. But yeah, with the extra 4 points that you already had, so Gabe's team was already 4 points behind you, and you got an additional 4 points, and then you guys won. I'm sure that you guys won. I still don't know by how much. And then I'll give you the 2-minute preview of what the actual next arc is, and then we'll call it.
Pizza party!
Actually, there was one piece of this. You do there's a cash prize for winning, so you all get some money, but you also get a favor token, a request of PHI, and you get to use that however you'd like. It is a collective favor though, so you don't get your own. It's whatever you'd like. If it's I mean, some of the requests may need to be approved by people if you wanted like access to some material that may not be public or something like that. But if you want dinner, like a typical one is like a night out with Danielle to talk about whatever you want. That's one that's been traded in before. Access to Sunny server access to get him to run analysis for you.
Analytics.
Yeah, I like it. Yeah. The worst part is that's actually my job. I'm an analyst.
Analytic?
Yeah. Yeah. So I can't remember the word that I literally do every day of my life. But yeah, so you can get Sunny to run analytics for you. Whatever you like, whatever you want to agree upon. You don't have to decide right now. But yeah, you have a favor token that PHI owes you to trade in. You could use it for a fight if you want to, but that's not really what it's made for. It's made for something. You could use it for something like role play if you want, but more like learning about the company, learning about the people, learning about the world. Something like that is ideally. Or I mean, if you wanted to like use it to get a hint or something like that, that's fine too. Group hero point, as you can think of it. That's a good way to put it. Yeah, so if you have any ideas, you can discuss it. You guys do well in the events. Are you guys going to go out to the sleight of hand bar afterwards? Have a few drinks?
Do some dancing. Celebrate.
Gabe comes with you and congratulates you on your win and all the things you've done for him, and he's happy that you guys are friends, that you came and saved him. JJ and Stu comes out, some Minotaur. He takes off his horns for this one, though. And him and Callum are talking about like how he was happy that Callum convinced him to join PHI. And then a news story comes on, and apparently there was a bombing in a cybernetics factory. Everything seems normal. I mean, as much as a bombing goes, but they say the newscasters say, like, in a surprise twist, we have received a video of the perpetrator claiming credit for this bombing. So we'll play it now, and you see Zach's face up on the screen, talking about how this cybernetics company was responsible for deaths of innocents, and they needed to pay, and Cooper Corp was the one to make them do that.
Oh dear.
Wait, and there was that one dude from Russia who could take other people's forms, right? Yeah. They're back.
So this is a surprise, to say the least.
And we're out in a public place where everybody can see that we're with Zach.
Yes, you are. How are you gonna respond to this, Zach? Are you gonna like cover up your face and be like, that's not me? Because you're at like a bar. You're not like, I mean, people there have obviously seen you before, but like you're not. I mean, you're kind of a celebrity, but you're a little bit hidden here. So I mean, you could like hide your identity and like get away if you wanted to.
So basically, the guy on the camera is posing as Zach and saying that Zach did it, that Cooper Corp did the bombing.
He's claiming credit for Cooper Corp.
So death to the infidels.
Oh man, and we're in a public place, and I'm my regular self hanging out with a bunch of powered people.
Yes, but I'll say, the sleight of hand bar is like right next to PHI. So if you wanted to like, say you have your costume like in your backpack or something, then or your disguise, I'd be cool with that.
Yeah, we are just in a bar.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if I should just play it cool, keep it low or whatever, or I guess I'd have to answer to that, like, what the hell? Yeah. Might need to dip out, huh?
Okay, so we'll say you disguise. How about everybody else? Is this the end of the party?
I think you guys should probably try to get some more intel.
Well, we're not going to get any intel.
I take a shot and say, what now, guys?
Obviously, no one at PHI will believe this.
Why would no one at PHI? Oh, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, they're gonna know that you're good. Yeah, it's probably a good time to dip. There's no need to just keep drinking while Zach's got to get out of Dodge.
Okay, what are you gonna do, Edward?
Pay my tab and go back to PHI.
Are you going back to the office? It's late now. It's.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like we're back working again. I don't think I'm gonna well, I got 9 holes tomorrow, so I'm just gonna.
You could go home with. I'm assuming Zach.
Oh yeah, I guess if Zach doesn't go back to I'll go where Zach goes. I just assumed we were just all going back to the office at this point.
No, you don't have to if you don't want to. It's after hours. You could go there, and I mean they have like a barracks type thing if you wanted to snooze there. Yeah, there's definitely going to be someone looking for Zach.
EV killed the buzz, so we should probably get some good rest and recoup. And
where are we recouping?
Where we live? I don't know.
Oh yeah, I mean PHI is where I'm going. So
okay,
we all live at PHI now.
You all live there?
I'm recouping in my own space.
Yeah, so you're going back to the warehouse? Are you going back to the warehouse?
No, I have a nice apartment.
Oh, that's right. That's
PHI
right,
set me up with.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. Yeah. Edward, are you going back to your place or back?
And then I'll go meet up with you guys in the morning so we can discuss what we just saw.
Well, I mean, I'm gonna call Nigel when I get to the PHI office.
Yeah, we'll get back to you, Edward. I'm
gonna go with Zach.
Okay, cool. And Jade, you're going home to your apartment?
Yeah, I don't think I'm necessary right now.
On your way back to your apartment,
Oh no.
Oh no.
You see the face of someone you didn't think you'd ever see again. They don't see you.
Driver
But-
Neil.
Yeah, right? He's back. No, he's been back. You've seen him since
Oh, that's
he
right.
came back too. But it's related. You see the face of Void, your best
Oh.
Russian date.
No.
He's wondering where you've been at. He's been stood up and he is not happy. So he is fairly he's not at your apartment, but he's like across the street, kind of looking in the direction of where you live.
Jilted lover.
But of course, like looking in that direction, you remember he's blind, so he can't actually see. But yeah, so he is. You see him, and of course he doesn't see you because right.
Yeah.
But you,
Why again?
he's blind. Edward, in the morning, you get a call. Gosh, I gotta look back at the notes. It's been too long.
He gets a call from Cheryl.
Dan, we had to go way back when. So Dan, your semi-former colleague from your lawyer days, you get a call from him in the morning, and he says, like, Edward, I hate to be calling you so early, but someone broke in to the law offices last night, and they stole a bunch of the files, all pertaining to your former cases. The weird thing is, there was no doors broken, there was no windows broken. It just seems like they, walked through the wall, and they stuck.
You know someone
they
who
took,
can do that, right?
Yes, you do. They took only things that related to you.
Boo. Who do we know who can walk through walls?
The Fixers crew did that.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Okay, so
Oh,
there's your teaser. It took 10 minutes. It took way longer than I thought it was going to. I thought you were going to go home, Edward, so I had to get a different reason.
He wanted to make sure Zach was okay.
Yeah. What a good friend.
I was just
so-
like, peace.
yeah, you're like, I'm out of here, guys. So yeah, there's your teaser for the next arc. And that does it for the third and final part of the intermission, otherwise known as the PHI Hero Tournament, Heart of Gold. In the next episode and arc, the mysterious threat that Zack didn't send to the competitors of Cooper Corp stirs up some trouble for Zack. Additional trouble seems to be materializing for Edward, seemingly out of nowhere, and Jade can't seem to hide from a blind man. Find out who's causing these problems next time. See you then.